Today I want to paint a very simple subject, but it can help us to master some very curious technique. It's more like playing with water, but we will use this kind of tool, this kind of medium is drawing gum. It's like masking fluid, and also instead you can use this kind of children crayon. It's a wax crayon, white wax crayon, which will make some parts of paper oily and it will not be covered with paint. So we can start with drawing. So we can make all this pattern of the flowers, summer flowers. It should be painted in such a way that it's not too regular. So the pattern should be kind of irregular. Some overlapping in some parts, different sizes, some closer to each other, some further from each other, and that will create a nice pattern which is more natural. Here could be like more like closer to each other, and here could be also a little bit separate and consisting of different smaller shapes. And here it goes from maybe from this side. And also some smaller, similar object here in different directions. Also, we are looking to trying to make a nice rhythm of all the elements that we have here. And here also some leaves, some smaller shapes. You don't need to do all the details exactly, precisely like they are on the reference. They can be more accidental or some spontaneous. And we also can have some lines, very thin. There. So we have the drawing. Maybe you will need a little bit more time to do the drawing, but it's not that important. it's more important to make it quite harmonious and not too regular. So kind of finding this irregularity that we have in nature. So here is a masking fluid. It's kind of liquid gum that we can use to protect some areas of paper. And I have here a brush which is actually already spoiled, because after this medium the brush will be not good enough to use it for painting, so it's already spoiled. You see the top is kind of not sharp, so I can use it for applying this masking. It's even good that it's not sharp, because it applies it in the same way as the flowers are. Okay, here is also. I can do this here smaller. So here could be a little bit. And here. Also, the shapes are not regular, not like round or square or something. They are quite, no, spontaneous. And here also we can add more of those flowers. So here. So a little bit here, maybe tiny one. Okay. So I have all of those. Now I have to do a little bit different type of movement. I can use a different tool that can be something very thin, and I can use just a toothpick. Very thin lines. For those very thin grass that we have there. Okay, that's probably enough. And masking, we just, whatever we used, we just leave it here and it will be thrown out. You cannot put it back inside the bottle, because it's already have some reaction with the oxygen and it will become sticky, and you can spoil the rest of the masking inside the bottle. So that you just leave it like this. So now we have to wait until the masking fluid is dry, and to make it faster you can use a napkin. So all the excessive masking fluid can go into the napkin, and whatever is left is just what you need. You don't need much, but it has to be dry when you start painting, because if it's not dry it can spoil your good brush. All right, so now it has to be dry, and I will prepare a hair dryer because probably at some point we will need it. Now I can prepare the paints. We can use any big brush and make the paints wet. I will paint through the outlines, just the background first of all, and I can allow I can allow it to flow. By the way, before I start, I can show that you can use this kind of thing, this wax crayon, to do the same things, but probably it's not. It will leave the marks which are not so sharp, but you can sharpen it with a knife. So like this you can have also quite nice lines, quite nice marks, which will be enough, thin enough. I can do some ripples behind, some ripples horizontally. And now I will prepare the paint. First I will use some kind of neutral. It's ochre and blue, and quite light mixture. And I will just do it this way, let it flow. Quite a lot of this paint going down. It's first layer. A lot of water, and let it flow. So it's a sky that is reflecting in water. Somewhere also some parts of the sky you can see there. water can really flow there. Now I will remove all the excessive water from the sides. And I will dry it with a hairdryer. Now, just to continue painting on a little bit, having it softer, I will spray a little bit, so it will be a little bit moist but not wet. And that will be the reflection of the trees. So first, and also the sky. So I will take blue, a little bit neutral kind of blue. I add a little bit of ochre or sienna. Maybe it's not wet enough. A little bit more wet. And going through here. And here could be darker. In this corner. And now this corner, which is really darker. I will make it through some black and yellow. So just going through it. And let it flow quite a lot. Black and lemon yellow. So it ripples. Something reflecting there. Could be dark a little bit somewhere. The corner maybe. Some ripples on wet. And here also could be quite dark. So it's quite abstract, but I'm quite happy with the effect that we have now. Just I have to remove again the excessive water from the sides. And I can allow it to flow a little bit like this. And a little bit correcting probably on the way. Softening, that's it. Now I can leave it to dry. And I can use a card. I can try to use a card in this area. But now it's maybe too wet, but I can try. The leaves. Just removing the leaves like this, not digging into the paper, but just removing the pigment from the surface of the paper. The leaves. Now I can dry it. It seems that it's already dry, and now I can get rid of the masking fluid. You can remove it just with your fingers, but it's easier with more masking, which I used before. I have quite some masking that I collected from previous works, and I can use it to remove. You can use also just a regular eraser. Just removing the mask, and under this thin layer of the mask we can see white paper, which was perfectly protected. Everything is dry now. You cannot do it when it is not dry, so you have to dry first and then you can do it. So now we have the background and the like kind of negative shade behind, and these flowers. Now we can add some tone and some color. Again, I can take yellow and mix it with a little bit of some muddy mixture that I had already on my palette, and that will be the color for that flower. Behind, I could add a little bit in the down part also there. Also here could be, and a little bit here could also add some. Just a bit. The same kind of muddy green. And here everything is the same muddy green. And also here could be the same. And a bit here you can also add. Now I want to add some colorful accents. So I will take just very bright yellow, the same lemon yellow, but I will mix it with green, sub-green, and a little bit of ochre. So that can be the green there on these leaves. Just some strokes, yellow and ochre and a little bit green. You can just add some strokes without definition, because it's very important to leave the light parts on these leaves. Now I have to add something dark because I don't have any darker darks yet, and I can also use either the brush which has a very thin top, very sharp top, or it can be, you know, this kind of brush which is very long and thin. So for the thicker ones I could use this one. I will just make some brown and kind of brown and a purple. Could be this and like in Chinese painting with straight lines, you can make a nice thin movement. Maybe there. So we have a darker accents now, and maybe some dark blue could be there. Not blue, dark green. So I can take again black and a little bit of yellow. That will be green. That kind of green. Almost black, but not black. Some darker accents there. And now I can use that thin brush that I told you about. This one. With black. And that will be some thin marks. Some kind of random marks that will make dramatic touch. And maybe that's it, what we need. So let's remove all these excessive things here. Let's dry it. I think I need just a few strokes of something very, very bright. So I will take lemon yellow and kind of very bright green. And that will be kind of accents there. Maybe I even can make drops like this. Just splashing with the brush. I think that's makes quite nice accents. Okay, so let's see how it looks. The ready one. Can remove the masking tape that kept our paper stretched. And that's it. That is the painting which we have today. So I wish you good luck and a lot of inspiration, and just enjoy playing with paints and water.